Yo. Welcome to the North Shore 9 podcast presented by FanDuel. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we have the Jolly Olive from John Boy Media. Jolly, welcome to the NS9 debut.
I am so excited to be here, guys. You have no idea.
It shows. So let's move on from that excitement. We're here. You're here. The Pirates lose out on Schwarber. Well, Edwin Diaz went somewhere else for you guys.
It's a bad day for us.
It's a sad day for us here at the winter meetings, huh?
Yeah, I mean, the Schwarber news, I was shocked that you guys, what was it, 4 for 120 was the final
4
offer?
for 125 we're actually hearing.
Yes, so, I mean, the highest AAV offer comes from the Pittsburgh Pirates. I don't know that I've ever said those words in that order before, but I think it's weirdly bittersweet for Pirates fans. I think you can take away that, like, okay, they are serious about making moves this offseason if they had the highest AAV, but you just would, I mean, they could have committed to 1 more year, I think. And then again, if you play that game, even if they match, they probably still lose to the Phillies there. Would have taken the match and then more. So
right.
Just wasn't in the cards.
Well, I saw Ken Rosenthal actually just came out here and said Orioles matched it. Reds did go for 5. So it turns out Pirates ended up being about 4th place.
Great. Awesome. Hang the banner.
There it is. But yeah, so we're here at the winter meetings. We're going to have an AMA with you. So again, Jim, let's load up some questions for us.
Sure.
So first question is from Cody, our Cody, by the way. Why is Citi Field so much better than Yankee Stadium? And why can't anyone understand that Citi is the far superior ballpark?
So this is interesting because for a while, Citi Field was a dump. I mean, like it was when it was under Wilpon ownership, it was ads caked everywhere. It was not ever packed at all. Like we were, I think, so low in attendance every year. Recently, Citi Field has become a party. I'm of the opinion that it's almost too overstimulating at certain points, like where there's constant sideshows, but you can't deny between the food, between the atmosphere, between the giant screen in center field that keeps you occupied at all times. Citi Field's a really fun place to be right now. It's weird saying that because the Mets aren't exactly a fun team to watch right now. With Yankee Stadium, the opinion I've always had, and most Yankee fans share with me as well, is that it feels a little devoid of soul. I mean, when they announced that they were going to tear down the old stadium, I really couldn't understand it with all the history that unfolded there. And ever since that decision, I've maintained the same mindset of like, I think they should have done more to preserve that old ballpark. Whereas Shea Stadium was an absolute dump that was like gonna collapse and hurt people and needed to be torn down.
All right, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Let's see the next question we do have here then. So Encroachment asks, if the Pirates give Pete the 4+ years he wants, do you think that he signs with the Pirates, even if the Mets offer a higher annual average value?
So we got a report today from David Stearns that the Mets are unwilling to budge on a 3-year offer for Pete Alonso. I have to imagine that they are probably putting out the same offer that they put out to Schwarber, which was 3 for 120. The Mets had the high AAV there, but were unwilling to go to 5 years. They likely view Pete and Schwarber in a very similar vacuum. Kyle's, of course, a left-handed hitter, a little bit better plate discipline. Pete led the league in doubles last year, right-handed hitter, but the profiles beyond that are very similar. They're traditional power hitters that are in their early to mid-30s. So if the Pirates do end up committing to a 4, and I would even think it goes to a 5-year deal, Pete's going to go where he's wanted. And Pete's going to go to the highest bidder because he didn't get the opportunity to do that last offseason. It's just every offseason that comes and goes with Pete Alonso. I think back to that 7-year extension offer that he turned down in 2023. I think that was worth $154 million. He won't get that deal, but any team that pushes it to 4 or 5, if it's the Pirates or somebody else, I think they're going to come out victorious in the sweepstakes.
All right. Well, hey, maybe we can get Pete Alonso.
It'd be a good fit. It'd be a great fit.
Well, there's a lot of guys that'd be a good fit.
Yeah.
That's kind of the problem.
Any league average bat.
Right.
Great fit.
Let's get to the next question. So Ian asks, would the Mets be interested in a Mitch Keller trade?
I sure am. I'm very interested in the Mitch Keller trade.
All right.
Mitch, one of the nicest dudes ever that I've had the pleasure of talking to. But beyond that, Mitch Keller, if nothing else, is going to provide you length and innings, which is something the Mets desperately need in their rotation. As it stands, the Mets rotation has 5 major league guys plus the 3 kids in the minor, or I should say 2 kids between Brandon Sproat and Jonah Tong, who are going to be getting opportunities this year. So there would need to be another move to kind of pave the way for that trade to come to fruition. On the Pirates side, I guess it's a freeing up money desire because I know they've been shopping him for a little bit now. I like the fit. I don't think the Mets would pursue it. I think they have their eyes set pretty hard on Michael King, and they're involved in Framber stuff right now. They have money to commit, But in the same vein, the logic of that is they also have the cap space to afford to take on Keller's contract. Well, I guess the Pirates are looking to offload it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. There it is. So Bruce asks, so the Buccos signed Bellinger now, right?
Let's think about this. So who's the opening day left fielder for the Bucs right now? Who is that?
It's the password.
Okay, Janixton Garcia. Interesting. Center field would be Sawinski, I guess. Cruz. That makes more sense.
And then right would be Reynolds.
Right is Reynolds, and first base is kind of
Horwitz.
Mm-hmm. Okay, he could be /DH. So yeah, they're definitely a fit in that vein because that's Cody Bellinger's corner outfield positions, left-handed power bat. I like his swing at PNC Park, especially with that high close-in wall in right field. Cody is going to be another one of the long committal ones, though. Like, he's not going to be the short-term deal. Cody's probably going to get 6, maybe even 7 years because he's a little bit younger than Pete and Schwarber. Cody, I think, wants the long-term deal because he's had a very chaotic past couple of years between the great Cubs year and then the weird 3-year deal and then getting traded right after that. I think he wants long-term stability. So kind of in a similar discussion to Alonso, whatever team goes above and beyond with contract length, I think is going to be the team that comes out victorious. Whereas with other players like Schwarber, at least I thought it was going to be higher AAV, but maybe it's all about length these days. I don't know.
I hope not.
Nobody clipped that. Nobody clipped that.
All right. Then the next question we have comes from your boy Colbs. He says, does having Connor Griffin in MLB to start the year, is it a good idea?
Yeah. I mean,
right?
Why the hell not? I mean,
right?
I understand that he's young and we've called up players that have helium as prospects, fast risers, too early. Like Jared Kelenic is always a name that comes to mind of what if he didn't come up at 20 years old? How different would have things been? But with Connor Griffin, I just want to watch him play. And, people tune into Pirates games to watch Skeens pitch. They would tune into Pirates games and buy Pirates tickets to watch Connor Griffin play because of all the hype he has going around him right now. You told me yesterday that Griffin fell to the 9th overall pick, which I still can't believe. Crazy to me. But in terms of the glove, the speed, the raw power, the contact ability, there's so much that I want to see from Connor Griffin. And I think the earlier you can get a jump on getting him adjusted to MLB pitching, the better, because he's already been crushing it at some of the higher levels.
I love it. I'm all for it. Give him the shot. Give him the opportunity to go out there and win some money too. So Cody asks, do you think that the Pirates are betting on a salary cap and upping payroll to make it easier to get what they want, what the cap is?
If they're betting on the cap, they should also be betting on the floor, I think, because I think those two things are going to come hand in hand. And people have been going back and forth on the whole lockout discourse. I just think that the ownership group is negotiating a losing battle when you're in this like golden age of Japanese superstar talent. You're in a potential Dodgers dynasty unfolding right now. It's not the right time for the owners to say, well, we're not making enough money. So I think in the end, the players are going to come out victorious like they kind of did last lockout, albeit with some compromises. I really doubt the salary cap is going to become a thing in baseball. Every other sport that it's become a thing in has suffered negative consequences because of it. But if you do see a cap, you're also going to see a floor. So either way, the Pirates will be affected because they're not one of these teams that are in the middle, like some of the other Central teams and teams like the Diamondbacks and stuff like that.
Right. Okay. Another question coming up here. So Cody asks, if you had to create a Pirates themed Family Feud style question, what would it be? He needs new ideas.
Okay. Pirates have a lot of batting title winners, so I would say name a Pirates batting title winner.
Write these down, Cody.
I think they have a whole wall of them or something in one of their clubhouse museums. I feel like I heard that from someone. So that would be a go-to. And then my rare answer for that would be Freddie Sanchez, one of my favorite players.
Okay.
Fun story about Freddie Sanchez. When I was really early into doing what I do now, Freddie was one of like the first 20 videos I made. And it was just about his batting title season with the Pirates.
I think I remember that, actually.
Yeah, I know, it's a crappy video because it was early on, but I was proud of it and I really liked Freddie. And apparently Freddie's kid's teammate on his travel baseball team saw the video, showed Freddie's son. Freddie's son showed Freddie, and then Freddie reached out and he sent me 2 signed baseballs, one from the 06 All-Star game at PNC Park and one from the 2012 World Series.
How about
that? It was just best of luck from Freddie.
How about that?
And I haven't had a similar experience to that in the 5 years since. So that was like a true anomaly. So Freddie Sanchez, you're my goat. And you get a Freddie Sanchez Pirates jersey. That's what I
Well,
mean.
Freddie Sanchez is the man. And actually, a little more insight. We had Jack on, and Jack is the one who says he brought Freddie to the Pirates.
Really?
He
Jack
went to
Wilson,
the
you mean?
GM and said, I want get this man here.
That was such a cool
And
middle
clearly, like Jack said, he listened because he said it.
Yeah.
He had all the influence.
Yeah.
All right, Jim, next question.
Oh, who's Johnny? You already know, baby. Okay, so I'll give you my favorite pitcher. My favorite hitter is Freddie Sanchez. The pitcher that I had the most fun watching in the black and yellow is Francisco Liriano.
It's a good one.
I loved his Pirates era. He just felt like a face of the team. I'm very much attached to those 2013 to 15 Pirates, like I assume everyone here is. I just think those teams are so great. So I would either say him or, I think a common answer probably is Jason Gurley, just the long hair, screaming after a save. He was a dog too. They had some good players.
He was just out here.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
I should go say what's up.
Hair's not as long, but he was out here.
It's a shame.
Go next one. So Biggie says Jolly's Tim Lincecum video is the best video created.
I've been chasing that high for years. I don't know
what's it
is.
up to now.
I think it's it's so funny. It's 1.5 million, but all my other videos I think are under 500. So it's just a true anomaly. But
it's a good one.
Very thankful and thank you for your nice comment.
Lincecum's the man, though.
He's the man.
He's one of my favorite.
I want to meet him so bad.
Him and Carlos Zambrano.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know.
That might be a scary.
I understand he's a Cub, but
he's a dog.
He's one of my guys. All right, next one. Brett says, I could be late to this, but as someone who rebuilt the franchise on Out of the Park, what are 2 moves you make this weekend as GM to push them in the right direction for 2026?
2 moves that I think are realistic is what I'll go off and say here. I really think whatever team signs Mike Yastrzemski is going to be really happy with what they get. I think it's not going to be one of the higher up teams. He had a really good second half with the Royals. I think change of scenery kind of juiced him up a little bit. He had been a Giant for 10 years. He's not going to command that much. He'll probably get a 2 to 3 year deal. And I just think whatever team gets him, you're going to get at a minimum a solid quality league average bat who can play his position well. The Pirates have openings in their corner outfield. So that would be the first move I make for them. I would trade Mitch Keller after that because the Pirates are, they're generating a lot of pitching talent with team control. I think they can afford to move Mitch, and we understand how coveted starting pitching assets are at this point in time. Dylan Cease got $30 million AAV coming off one of his worst years. So if you can get a player like Mitch Keller, who's made an all-star team in the past, has put together quality full major league seasons and has 2 years left of control? 3?
2,
3. That's a huge asset because he's coming on, I think, an AAV of around 15 million or something like that. That is going to be a way better value than you'll find in the free agent market for a guy who's tapped into some really good stuff before. And I think the Pirates could get major league talent in return for that because we've already seen a lot of major leaguer for major leaguer trades this offseason so far, Nimmo for Simeon and so on. So I think those are the 2 moves I would start with as the Pittsburgh Pirates. And then, go for the big fish. I'm not going to say that, but, go for it. Why not?
All right.
Pete Alonso 5 years.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. So Pierogies in that says, speaking of Japanese talent, which is a better fit for Pittsburgh, Murakami or Okamoto, and how well does the NPL talent translate to MLB this year?
That's an interesting question. So Murakami is the raw power guy, left-handed bat. The Pirates can obviously benefit from that. They were down in slugging last year. Pirates also struck out a lot. They were a team high in strikeouts for as little offense as they produce. So because of that, I would actually say Okamoto, who's definitely more of the traditional contact bat of the 2. There's been a lot said about Murakami's propensity to swing and miss. I'm sure that he'll adjust to velocity. For example, like Shohei Ohtani's numbers against velocity when he was in Japan weren't good either, and he came over and adjusted. That's a little bit of a crazier example, but with Okamoto, he has great plate discipline. His contact rates are through the roof, and I think that if the Pirates were to get him, that floor is a little bit higher at the sacrifice of a lower ceiling than Murakami. Because if Murakami adjusts, he's going to be potentially a Rafael Devers type player where he has this great plate discipline, 30 home run power. I don't think he gets that echelon, but that is, I think, what front offices think of when they think of giving Murakami that 5-year deal. Okamoto, you can probably get away with a 3 or 4 year deal at lower AAV, and I think that's probably more what the Pirates want.
Yeah. I kind of feel you on that, though, also.
Yeah.
All right. And our last question. So Encroachment says, when do we see Jolly Olive online out of the Park League?
How do we get my ass handed to me, dude? I'm not that good at the game. If enough people ask for it, because people are still watching the OTP streams, which amazes me. I streamed yesterday at the end of the winter meetings, day 1. Nothing had happened. And most of the comments in the stream were like, "You should stream OTP right now." It's like, dude, I'm working.
This is why I went to the winter meetings.
Exactly.
So I can stream
To play fucking video games in front of everybody. No, but someday soon. I would not write it off as a non-possibility. It's just I would get my ass handed to me. So if you want to watch that, great.
All right. Well, there it is. Well, that's everything. Any more questions, Jim?
Uno más.
One more.
Oh,
okay.
Good one.
So Henry Davis, the Henry Davis,
Yes, number one.
ask, who is your best? He played in Pittsburgh player.
He put Todd Frazier's a really good one.
Okay.
That's that combination always made me laugh. That was the end of his career.
Yeah. That was an interesting one.
One more. Let me think. I mean, no, Oliver Perez started there, so that's not a good one to say. I want to get a good poll here. What's a good poll? No, I'm gonna say I don't think I can do better than Todd Frazier.
Okay.
I think him and then John Nagowski as the guys that give me nightmares in Pirates uniforms.
Love it. Yeah, Nagowski was the GOAT for a few weeks there.
Yeah, for one weekend against the Mets, he was the best player in baseball. Of course.
He got us blocked by Marcus Stroman.
Let's go.
So
let's go.
Yes. All right. Well, that's everything. Jolly, we appreciate you coming on, of course.
Thank you for having me.
For all you guys listening, again, turn on those subscriptions, those bells, everything. We're going live all week.
Make sure you do it.
So tune in, but we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in, whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube. If you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.